Good morning, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda, and this is Tawanda's Blessed Life. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs, and hauls with a sprinkle of my green enlightenment. And for today's video, I'm going to be showing you all my top 5 favorite Valentine's Day DIYs that I've created since I started my YouTube channel. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video. I hope you all enjoy. I have some ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I have these pearls from the Dollar Tree. This ribbon all came from the Dollar Tree, the pink one, and the lace, the spring flower ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, and the lace is from a thrift trip that I had. So I'm going to start off by taking, I just cut the ribbon to whatever size I wanted. I just kind of eyeballed it, but here I'm going to go ahead and just fold it all over. And then I'm actually making flowers. I don't believe I said that at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold that corner over just a little bit. As you can see here, I'm not really good at giving directions or instructions, but I'm just going to try and slow the video down and try to show you all what I am doing. And I'm just going to start to roll it. So here it is. I just kind of rolled, and then I'm going to go ahead where I stopped it at. I'm going to go ahead and fold that corner back. So here I'm just rolling it again just to show you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to fold the corner back, and then I made like a little triangle type thing here, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to roll it to create my bud. So once I rolled it back, I'm going to go ahead and roll it to create the bud or the center of the flower. And for me, I kind of just roll until I'm happy. And then once I am happy with what I like, then I go ahead and just start to twist it. So here I'm satisfied with how I like it, and I'm just trying to show you the center of my flower. And I'm just going to go ahead and just twist it and just start to roll to create my petals. And then as I'm twisting it, I'm kind of like trying to keep it really tight, and also kind of like keep it pushed up so that it doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to just start to add just a tiny bit of hot glue to hold it in place, and then I'll just keep twisting it and rolling it to create my petals. And I would just like to thank everyone for watching my video today. And I would also like to thank all of my subscribers and my new subscribers for watching my videos and continuing to support my channel. And if you are new to my videos or new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would also like to apologize for some of the sections of the video. Some of it looks a little bit grainy, a little blurry. I'm not really sure what's going on. I actually recorded the whole video on my iPad, and yeah, I'm not really sure why some of it isn't as clear as other sections, but I did want to go ahead and just get this DIY out because I said I was going to put it out, and yeah, but let me know what you think about this DIY once you see the finished product. And here is the finished product. So I'll go ahead and just hot glue that in to the side. And there is like a little stem at the bottom, on the back where I'm holding it. So if you wanted to like place like a piece of wood or a stem or something to hold it in place, you could do that. And now I'm going to do it with the lace. Now the lace was really tricky because of all of the little open areas. And so what I did first was I went ahead and folded it over, but I hot glued it together. And here I am just doing the same process. And I will say this this was my first time using my new hot glue gun, and it won the battle over me 3 times. So as I was making this flower, I actually ended up burning myself twice. So I have a couple blisters on my finger, and then so that battle was over once I finished this flower. And then the next day when I was making the wreath, it won battle number 3. So I have blisters on 3 of my fingers at the moment. So here I am, and because this the fabric is like really thin, for me it's better for me to make them out of ribbon than to use fabric. But maybe well, let me not say that, a thicker fabric will be better than this thinner lace, but nonetheless I still like the way that they came out. So here I am trying to keep in frame with me folding this. Like I said, I'm going to fold it. I'm going to just go ahead and add some hot glue to it, and then I'm going to go ahead and start the process of rolling it to create the bud, and then I'll go ahead and start to twist it. And somewhere in this video you'll see where I dropped it, and that was the moment that I ended up burning myself with the hot glue. So here I'm just starting to create my my petals, excuse me, for my flower. And this was where I burnt myself, as you can see. And I went back for more. So here I am just going back and trying to quickly twist and roll this the flower. And this is what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and start to add some of those faux pearls from the Dollar Tree, and that is going to be it for this flower. And I'll just go ahead and just show you some of the others that I made prior to, and yeah, then we'll go ahead and move on to the next section of this DIY. So here I have some ribbon that I received from a friend. And I have another one of my placemats from Hobby Lobby, and then I have my my wreath form here that I'm going to use from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by taking that ribbon, this like cheetah print ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it. Well, first I'm going to tie it off on the back of the wreath, just so that I'll have a place to be able to hot glue my placemat onto the wreath. So I just tie it off with a little knot, and I'm going to go ahead and start to wrap it around the wreath form. And then once I have it completely wrapped, I'll go ahead and untie my knot, and then I'm going to use some hot glue and glue everything into place. So you'll see me doing that here shortly. So now that I have it completely wrapped, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, use my hot glue gun to glue everything together to hold it all in place. And once I have it all in place, I'll go ahead and start to add my placemat, or hot glue my placemat in place onto the ribbon that I used. And so this is what it looked like after I have it all hot glued. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my placemat. So what I did was I went ahead and just cut some pieces off. And so this is the first one that I did. So when I did this one, I left the backing on. And then I went ahead and started to use my hot glue to hot glue everything together. And so I'm just trying to figure out how I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and start to hot glue it. So once I did the first one, I realized that it would be better for me to go ahead and just cut off the backing. So for the rest of the wreath, I went ahead and cut the backing off and just hot glued the first part, just the faux like fur onto it without the backing. So here I am using the little, like, I don't even know what it's called, but part of the ribbon holder to hold that in place so I don't burn myself again. So this time I'm trying to be really cautious. And this video is really grainy, and I'm not really sure why. I used my iPad to record the whole video, and some of the video is, you can see, really nice and it's really clear, and some sections of it is really grainy, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but yeah. So here I am, like I said, I'm just using the hot glue to glue everything together, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and glue that part down first, and I'll go ahead and attach the rest of it to that. And then for the next section, and how I cut this was I actually just placed it onto the wreath and tried to like mimic or go around, cut around the wreath so that it would be easier for me to place it onto the wreath. And I only actually ended up using one placemat to do this DIY. So here I'm going to just show you how I cut it, and then how I ended up finishing off the back of it to make it look somewhat nicer than what it's looking now. So here I'm just kind of showing you how I went ahead and cut it to make sure that it fits properly. So I'm just going to place it on there and like wrap it around just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and just kind of cut around the wreath. And here is the finished product, and I love the way that it looks. So what I ended up doing was those pieces that I cut off the back of the placemat, I went ahead and just used that to cover the back of it up. So here I'm just cutting, hot gluing it and trying to just make it look a little bit nicer and neater. So I hot glued the edges together and just folded those down. And I'm just going to go ahead and just place the hot glue on, and then go ahead and just add that backing to it so that it looks a little bit nicer. And then I had also went ahead and just added the a hanger to the back. Also, my camera my battery died on my iPad, so I wasn't able to record some of the video, but this is what the finished product looked like. And now we're going to go ahead and add all of our beautiful flowers. So friends, I can't wait for you to see this DIY, or see the finished product anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and start to place my flowers where I want them. And then I'll go ahead and start to use some of the tacky glue that I purchased from Dollar Tree and the hot glue onto the flowers to make sure that they have a really good hold. And so yeah, so this is the placement that I'm going to use, and then I'll go ahead and start to add my hot glue and my I think it's the Fabri-Tac glue is what I believe I used, the tacky glue, and it's like a multi-purpose, so you can use it on anything. And now I'm just going to go ahead and just start adding my flowers, and that is going to be it for this DIY. I hope you like it. Sorry it took so long. but I did want to get this out. I had intended on trying to get this video out on Friday, like I said, but that just didn't happen. But I'm happy that I was able to get this out today. So let me know what you think. I thought about adding a ribbon. I'm on the fence, but I may add a ribbon. I didn't want to add too much because I wanted to use this also for Easter, but let me know what you think about this DIY. And that is it for today's video. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you forward, and I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye.
My DIYs for today. So here I have a sweater that I had purchased from Goodwill a while ago, and I wanted to use it during Christmas, but I didn't really want to cut it. And then I have the heart wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and I have a piece of lace. So here I'm just going to wrap the sweater around the heart, and then once I get it like I want it, I'm just going to tie the arms around the front and then just knot it. And then once I have that done, I'm going to take the lace that I have and I'm going to just randomly place it around the heart and then put it on top just so that it gives the heart a little bit more of the heart shape. And that is going to be it for this DIY. Quick, fast, easy, and simple. I am doing most of these DIYs with neutral colors. But if you decide that you would like to do this, light blush pink will be really pretty with this, but I'm trying to keep my house more in the neutral tones. But this DIY came out so nice, I can't wait to decorate with it. So okay, we're going to go ahead and figure out what we're going to do with DIY number 2, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for this DIY, I have my antique wax, I have some picks from Dollar Tree, I have my Mod Podge, and I also have this little menu board that came from Dollar General like 3 years ago. Then I have some scrapbook paper. So, and I have that pink ribbon from Dollar Tree. So I am going to start off by, and I have a cutout heart that I cut out a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to start off by Mod Podging the Nutcracker scrapbook paper to the chalkboard. And then I'm going to Mod Podge the pinstripe scrapbook paper to the heart. Now, this DIY actually is completely different from what I intended to do with it, because the next morning when I got up, I went to go put my second layer of Mod Podge on top of my scrapbook paper, and it started to bubble and peel off of the chalkboard. Now, I've used scrapbook paper on this chalkboard before because I have two other these little like menu boards. I have two more of them that I have done this before, but for some reason the paper did not want to stay, so it peeled off. So you're going to see me here shortly just showing you that it peeled off, and I kind of just scrapped what I had planned on doing with this DIY, and I just moved on to something else. So here I am adding that Mod Podge to the heart. The heart I will use for a different DIY. I haven't figured out what I'm going to use it for yet, but I will use it in a different DIY later on. So I have these two items attached to the heart and the, oh my goodness, I can't get my words out today. So once I put those two items aside to dry, I went ahead and took my antique wax and I just started to apply it to the frame. And so I went light at first, and then I went back and did a darker coat because I did want it to be a little bit darker. And then I just let them dry overnight because, like I said, I did come back the next day to add a second layer of Mod Podge to the chalkboard. So while you're watching me do that, today's video is a part of a playlist. It's the Love is in the Air playlist, and it's hosted by my sweet friends Melinda the Crafty Doll and Donna the Creole Crafter, and I am your guest host for today. My name is Tawana, and this is Tawana's Best Life, and I will have the links to the hosts and the playlist in my description box. If you can go ahead and click on this description box to go ahead and continue watching all of the Lovely Crafters videos, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for continuing to support my channel. I do really appreciate you watching my videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. You are helping my channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. And this is what my frame currently looks like after I went ahead and did a darker coat on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that heart on top of the nutcrackers. I went ahead and cut everything to size, or sanded off the extra paper. And this is what it currently looks like. This is what it looks like the next day after I did that top coat. And so I decided that I was just going to use the frame, and then I went back into my craft room and grabbed some craft sticks. I'm going to use the Appleberry white paint. I'm going to use the Flamingo pink paint, and then the Waverly Ballet slipper paint. And so here I'm just going to take my craft sticks, and I am going to separate them. I think I did 4 of the ballet slipper, 3 of the white, and 3 of the Flamingo. I did have to go back and do another of the white. So I'm going to go ahead and get those painted really quick. So I'm going to give them all 1 coat of paint, and I'm going to go back with my napkin and just wipe it back. And then once I have that complete, I am going to go ahead and place them in the order that I want them. And then I'll go ahead and start to cut my my craft sticks to size to fit my frame. So when I first started to cut the craft sticks, I was trying to cut them so that they would fit in that little the little slot where the little indentation, I guess, where the chalkboard set, but I kept messing up, so I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and just cut them and hot glue them onto the back. And then since I'm not going to give this to anybody, I'm going to keep it myself. I did not cover the back, but if you want to cover the back with like some craft paper, you can do that. So here I am just going back and cutting everything to size, and I'll go ahead and flip it over so you all can see what I am doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start to hot glue everything. So I'm going to start off with the ballet slipper, and I'll go ahead and I think I'm going to do the white, and then I'm going to do the Flamingo. I'm going to do that all the way down until the frame is, the inside of the frame is completely covered. So you'll see me here. I'm going to flip this over, I think, after I do this third one here, and I'll go ahead and just do the rest of it off camera. And then I am going to take my little wood cutout, and I'm going to
stain that with the Waverly Antique Wax. And then I'm gonna, so this is what it looks like, which I love the way that this turned out. So I guess it was a happy accident that that the scrapbook paper did not work out for me. And so here I have that little piece at the bottom. So you're gonna see me here just trying to see if I have a little piece that could fit there. I ended up using the one that had the ballet slipper on it, and I just painted it white on the other side and went ahead and hot glued that to that little area there. And then I went back and, like I said, I'm going to take my little cutout. I'm going to stain it with the Waverly Antique Wax. I'm going to hot glue that. And I'm also going to take 3 of those little hearts from the Dollar Tree, those little cupcake hearts. And I'm going to hot glue those next to the wood cutout, the Hugs and Kisses cutout. And that is going to be it for this. Actually, it's not. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a bow. Now, when you see the bow in the reveal, I actually did go back and do a dovetail cut at the ends instead of what you'll see in the video. DIY number 4, I have another wooden sign from the Dollar Tree. I have some of the tumbling tower blocks that I took my black Sharpie and I just went ahead and colored in the size of it. And then I am also using this ribbon from the Dollar Tree that says I picked you. And I also have some of the Scrabble letters that I'm going to be using. And I'm also using the mini glass containers in this DIY from Dollar Tree. So basically what I'm doing here is I am attaching the tumbling tower blocks to one another, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the base of the bottom of the frame. And then once I have my 3 rows and at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and take the I picked you ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the piece out that says I picked you with the heart on one end, and I'm going to go ahead and hot glue that to the tumbling tower blocks. And then once I have that complete, I'm going to go ahead and attach the other piece of the tumbling tower blocks to the back of the PS so that I'll raise it up so that it's not sitting flat onto the frame. And I'll go ahead and add those to the top of the frame here. And then I'm also going to take my Sharpie and add a period in front of the P and a period in front of the S. And then I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my mini glass containers to the bottom
to the tumbling tire blocks. And then once I have that complete, I also have these little roses, red roses that I was given from one of my friends, and I'm going to go ahead and place those into the mini glass containers. And that is going to be it for this DIY. I hope you like it. It turned out so nice, and I must say I was actually trying to go with a pink and black and white theme, and I actually thought that the ribbon that I purchased from Dollar Tree was pink and it was actually red, but it actually still turned out nice, and it all still goes together. So let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. And so that is it for my DIYs for today. I would like to thank you for spending Sunday morning with me. If you like what I am doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you next Sunday. Goodbye. For this DIY, I have these little gold necklace beads, I guess. This heart from Dollar Tree, some white Waverly, and the white chalk paint, Waverly white chalk paint, excuse me. I have the shellac, and then I also used some of the white spray paint. So originally what I did was I went ahead and took the heart outside and I gave it a coat of shellac just to prevent the paint from being able to excuse me, to prevent the paint from scratching, and I gave it a coat of white spray paint to help cover it. So I would only have to do one coat of the white Waverly chalk paint. And so once that was done and my heart was dry, I brought it back inside, gave it a coat of the white chalk paint, and then I went over it with the Waverly antique wax. So here is what I am adding the Waverly antique wax now. I put it on the inside and the outside of the heart because I wanted to make a little, I wanted the heart to look wooden instead of plastic or red. And then once I had that done, I took those little beads that I had put in the white, that I also painted with the white paint, and I went ahead and started to hot glue those onto the edge of my heart. Now, I went ahead and did that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just show you all what it looked like. So I left all of this in the video, but the hot glue was kind of just going everywhere and kind of dripping down. And then the beads were not staying on properly. And so then I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and give it, because I had so much of, because I had the glue already on it, and the glue was kind of just like going down the edges of the heart. I decided I was going to go back over it with some other white paint to kind of cover that up, and then put in those little areas, and then I would go back over it with the Waverly antique wax. Well, anyway, it was not good, and so the little beads started to like come off because they weren't sticking on properly with the hot glue. So eventually what I ended up doing was just taking the beads off completely, and then giving the whole heart another coat of the white paint. I also went ahead and just removed all of the glue that was on top of the heart. And then I went back over everything with a coat of the Waverly Antique Wax, and I ended up not using the beads at all. So you'll see me. So this is me trying to correct some of those areas where I had the glue. I figured if I added some more of the paint and the Waverly Antique Wax, it would kind of like cover those areas where the glue kind of just stripped down, but it did not. So I went ahead and just took those beads off. And like I said, just gave it another coat of the white chalk paint, and then went back over it with the Waverly Antique Wax. And that is going to be it for this DIY. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think. I actually do like the idea of having it with the little beads on it. I just have to figure out a different way to put those on. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and put it in my comments. I would greatly appreciate it. So this is round 2. So this is me going back, and I went ahead and, like I said, painted the whole heart with the Waverly Antique white chalk paint. And now I'm just going back over everything with the Waverly Antique Wax. I'm going to go ahead and just apply a coat to the inside of the heart and the outside of the heart, and then I'll go back and wipe it back with a dry paper towel. And that is going to be it for this DIY. You'll have to let me know what you think. I like the idea of having the wood look of the heart. I think that if I did it over again, I would have placed the beads on first and then spray painted it, and then went over with the white Waverly white chalk paint, and then the antique wax. And I think it probably would have also given it a stronger hold. So but yeah, if you have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know in my comments. I would greatly appreciate it. And that is it for today's video. I would like to thank you all for spending part of your day with me. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you on Sunday. Goodbye.